Welcome back, guys. Unknown003 here, coming at you with another Killer Instinct character tutorial. And this time, we are officially at Season 3.5 with Kilgore. So, yeah, as you can probably tell, looks a lot like Fulgore, but plays very differently than you might expect. So, Kilgore in particular is very focused on zoning, low damage, and overall just infesting the screen as much as possible with this random different types of projectiles. And yeah, if you are a zoner at heart, I do recommend this character, but I'd say some of the downsides for him is just you need to have really quick reaction times for him, especially for his anti-air stuff. And ultimately damaging, he is not one of the more damaging characters at all. So that's kind of what you gotta compensate with, and it's kind of expected, especially when you have him as one of the best owners in the game. With just the machine gun attacks in general, in itself. So anyways, let's get to the gist of it. So first off, we got the normals. Medium punch is pretty good with pokes. I'll talk more about the heavy punch in just a second. But yeah, you got the light kicks, the medium kicks, and the heavy kicks. Pretty decent. It should look about the same as Fulgore's actually. Roughly the same. His crouching medium punch is also a good anti-air. And you could also follow it up with a special move, as you can see. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of the interesting machine gun traits kind of come from the heavy punch in general. So standard heavy punch, just a simple high attack. You could crouch it if you are the opponent. You can press back heavy punch. You pretty much get this. Looks pretty simple, right? And crouching heavy punch is gonna do this. You are obviously not gonna be able to duck that because it's considered a mid, as you could once you see here. We'll just have it block high. Yeah, it's a mid attack, so unfortunately it's not a low. But anyways. And as for his air heavy punch, pretty much like a diagonal zoning option right there as well for you. So yeah, he's got many different ways to kind of zone you out. So anyway, you probably noticed why he actually starts heating up the more you use the machine gun attacks. And he does a lot more hits when he is just before overheat. Yeah, in case that wasn't obvious, right? It's pretty good, and it's really good for maximizing your hits as Kilgore nonetheless. But yeah, once you do get overheated, for example, I'll go ahead and show you what it's going to look like. So there you go. He loses his range, but ultimately what this will do is that one, it'll set the opponent on fire, so they're going to be losing potential damage. And two, well, obviously short range, and also the fact that I'm pretty much repeating myself here. Yeah, so as you can see, he's on fire, gradually losing potential damage because he is on fire. A little cinder related, but yeah, and obviously once you're able to get a combo and you can cash it out, it's gonna hurt. And honestly, that's one of his most damaging traits within his arsenal. So yeah, that's basically the gist of it for his machine gun attacks. His first special move is actually implementing more of the machine gun attacks. So this is what down back punch looks like. Got the light one, just a simple low-ish attack. This pretty standard special move here. You probably won't see it a lot with Kilgore players because it is incredibly unsafe, as most of his special moves are, really. His medium is going to be where some of the anti-air stuff is going to be pronounced. And the heavy one is roughly the same if they are directly trying to like cross you up or something like that. But again, you need to be able to have really quick reflexes for this character. So yeah, that's the gist of it for this one. And yeah, so what actually shares this input is the fact that if you are like heated up or your turrets are hot at all, what you can do is actually use it as an ender with the heavy punch, of course, and you can instantly cool down. So that way you can continue your zoning and etc. etc. Otherwise, if you can't get a combo in and you're already on overheat and you don't like having overheat in particular, for the moment of the event at least, what you could do is that if you do have meter, just simply down back 2 punches and you will instantly be back to normal. But you do need to use a bar of meter in order for you to actually have that implemented. So yeah, that's kind of the gist of it for that one. Anyway, so with that, we're going to be looking at his down forward punch. This is very similar to Fulgore's down forward kick, which is kind of like the lunging, get in your face attack. You can use it as a linker, as you can see. Heavy version is going to be a wall splat ender if you are close to a wall, of course. It doesn't matter how far you are though, because it's full screen and it's incredibly good range, as you can see. Multiple hits, but again, on overheat, that is where kind of like the detriments can come, unless you know for a fact that you are going to be able to connect proper, have them set on fire, and then just have them lose potential damage over time. So yeah, the Shadow version is going to look like this. And yeah, that's about the gist of it for that move. Anyway. But yeah, in terms of the throws, pretty standard, as you can see. Let me go ahead and do this really quick. There we go. As you can see, it is slightly different on overheat. You can actually follow it up as well, which is really cool. But yeah, that's the gist of it for the throw. We're going to go ahead and go into his down back kick. This is pretty much where another one of his like zoning options comes in. The light version is going to be that for the down back kick. Pretty much standard, you know, a horizontal projectile attack. I believe you could actually duck it, if I'm not mistaken. Let me fact check this just to be sure. Nope, it's a mid, so you are not going to be able to duck it. But it is slow enough to where you could easily jump over it. But again, when you could do this, yeah, you can see here it's not going to be easy to get close with Kilgore's constant zoning, unless you have something in particular that could get in your face, like a teleport, for example. But yeah, you just got to be careful on how much you would use the particular zoning options here. But yeah, the medium missiles are going to look like this. You could actually choose to hold it and select the spot for like maybe up to 3 seconds. It's pretty handy, right? So let's do it right there, bam, and then just follow it up. And as for the heavy version, it's going to be kind of like an overheading missile option here. And it does track, which is pretty handy. So long as you are, you know, relatively aiming at the opponent. But anyways, the Shadow version is going to look like this. Just a freaking large barrage. This one will definitely track the opponent. Yeah, look at all those missiles, man. And they are pretty damaging as well if you do have all of them connected as well. So yeah, just something to really consider. Something really cool to do as well. Especially if you're trying to like, kind of like chip away at the opponent's health per se. But yeah. And in terms of the Ender itself, this is going to be where the damage Ender comes in. So you won't get anything out of it aside from capitalizing and maximizing the damage for the combo. As you can see right there, 40%, pretty respectable, but again, it's not going to be like super damaging with like Thunder and General Brown and like characters like that. But yeah, like you cannot actually do this proper to maximize the damage, unfortunately, with the Shadow version. So that's just more of you being able to kind of just maintain your zoning. As you can see, they come from all directions, so it is pretty much impossible to jump over it. So you kind of gotta just deal with it, unless, again, you can teleport and get your way out of there instantly. But yeah, and for his last moveset, this is actually going to be his kind of like a little similar to the down forward punch, but for the down forward kick, this the light version will get right into the opponent's face as well. The medium version is one of the actually cross-up options that you can use, and the heavy version is just about the same, but just higher trajectory, as you can see. This is really good for, again, like crossing up your opponent, catching them off guard, and just going to town. And yeah, so that's the gist of it for this one. You could technically use it to maximize your damage, but it's not going to be as damaging as like the missile Ender, for example. But anyways, this is used more for the Ender version is used more for, again, you know, just a quick knockdown and also exchange. So switch sides with the character and then just go from there. And as for this, yeah, it's roughly the same. Used as an overhead, used to kind of jump over projectiles, and it can also recapture opponents as well. You just got to be able to time it right, if anything. Yeah, so that's kind of the gist of it for that Ender. There we go. But yeah, the last, actually not the last thing. Another move that he can do is that all three kicks, he will actually be able to do like a mini invincibility sort of stance. So he'll be able to go through projectiles and attacks in general when he is in this phase for like a moment. So as you can see, here, let me show you an example here. There we go. But again, if it's like a slow projectile, he won't be able to do it. But you just gotta time it right, really. That's honestly what it really comes down to. And it's pretty much the same with his or with an opponent's like special move as well. As you can see, pretty handy, but you just gotta know when to actually implement it to again, keep yourself defensive and then just go to town and punish if given the opportunity to do so. But yeah, his final special move is one I actually overlooked for a moment, but yeah, it's pretty much his forward, down, diagonal forward, basically Shoryu motion, punch. So pretty much this, as you kind of would expect. You can combo off of it regularly, but if you are on overheat, that is kind of going to be where the problem comes in, because you wouldn't be able to do it as much. It's really good for like against the wall too. And yeah, like the shadow version is gonna look like this. Not really used for damaging. That's honestly where the missiles kind of come in with that. But yeah, it's like a good option that you could use again for like anti-airs. Just adding some extra hits to your combo ultimately. But yeah, I think that's just about everything with Kilgore in the meantime. Actually, no, I was wrong. So, about this kind of like phase, or like half-ass teleport, what you can do with it is actually if you are on overheat with it, and you are, and you press the move, you could consider that like a quick get away from me option. Pretty decent in range, but you are going to take some damage if you decide to do that. So you could use it as a quick get away from me option, but again, you just got to be mindful of your health ultimately. But yeah, that is just about everything that there is to explain with Kilgore in the meantime. Hopefully, again, that this was like relatively easy to understand. And again, if you are a zoner at heart and you are able to compensate with like quick reflexes, then I recommend trying this character out because he is fun at times. And again, it is going to take some time in the training room for you to kind of get used to a character like him. Because especially in this game in particular, this is a very unique moveset. Even when you see him and Fulgore together, because again, they play little to nothing alike. You know, aside from like some similarities with the normals, but that is just about it. He's his own boy. But anyways, that's gonna do it for now, guys. Stay tuned next week where we're gonna be diving into Shin Hisako's moveset. But in the meantime, this is Unknown003 signing out. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Fight on, everyone. Salute.
supreme